There is no doubt about it. Shooters love sporting clays. The game that started as a way to stay sharp has become one of the most popular among the shooting sports. So much so that it's the backdrop for many successful fundraisers across the country.
We used to shoot out in farm fields where kids were sitting behind hay bales on hand traps, and all the technology that's come since then is, it's really added to the sport.
You are going into the unknown. What's on the other side may know you're coming.
Welcome to Houston, Texas. This is the West Side Shooting Grounds and home to the 20th annual tournament to benefit future leaders of America, the Houston area chapter of the Boy Scouts.
This is our 20th annual Sporting Clays tournament for the Sam Houston Area Council. We raise funds for over 58,000 youth members here in the local area with particular interest in supporting our inner city scouting programs for disadvantaged youth. The scouting program itself has been in existence for over 100 years. We're 106 years old this year. Here in Houston, we just celebrated our 100th anniversary of the first Eagle Scout for Houston, which is a huge deal. Scouting changes lives on a daily basis. It's all about building character and teaching kids the difference between right and wrong and helping them to make the right decisions as they grow up and to be the future leaders of the Houston area. Through the Sporting Clays tournament, which will net somewhere over $250,000 for scouting programs here in Houston, we are able to ensure that kids get life-changing, value-enhanced learning opportunities on a daily basis through the Boy Scout program. These kids don't have regular opportunities like the kids that live out in the suburbs to go camping on a regular basis. So we actually hire program aides to put on scouting programs, take them to summer camp in the summer, let them have those experiences that will help them, learn about survival and growing up and making the right decisions, like I said. It's very important that every kid in America gets the scouting opportunity, and we're just excited to be able to deliver special programs for 30% of our membership here in town.
My name is Jackson Cloyd, I'm 16, and I'm an Eagle Scout.
Anybody with a doubt about the value of the Scouts needs to meet this young man.
And basically, I want to succeed, and I wanted to make myself proud and make others proud of others that believe in me and that have supported me. I want to make their efforts mean something, and so this is a tangible way of making their efforts mean something. But also, it's just success, and it makes me feel proud to say that my name is Jackson Cloyd and I'm an Eagle Scout.
All of the shells for the event are provided by Aguila Ammunition, a great way to get the newest shells on the market into the hands of good shooters.
All I do is look at the bird. The ammo is I have complete confidence in the product, and that's what you want when you're out competing. Aguila Ammunition is a company that's been around for over 50 years as a vertical in terms of production of cartridge manufacture, producing high-quality products, be it the cases, the powders, the shot wad, and the shot itself. It's quite neat in that they got a 72-meter shot drop tower, producing high-quality spherical 5% antimony shot, cupped in a power piston wad, down to a double base powder. So no matter the climate and the range where you might be, you can count on Aguila's consistency time and time again.
The event is a great fundraiser, but of course the shooters are here to put a hurting on orange targets. With both aces and beginners, the challenge is constructing a course that works for any shooter.
When I set the course, I really don't set it for any particular shooter in mind. Usually when I set it, we're setting it so everybody can have a good time. They're not getting beat up. So it's not over the top hard. There's really something for everybody. I mean, even good shooters like to break targets. So we set the course so beginner shooters are encouraged, but more advanced shooters can also have a great time and kind of show off for their friends and they can have a great time as well. It doesn't really reflect on me, or really do I care if anybody runs the course. What matters to me is that everybody has a great time and has a great opportunity to break a lot of targets, and that's what's going to promote the sport as a whole.
Up next, the shooters taking part in the fundraising event get a few shooting tips from one of the best trick shooters in the business. This is Modern Shooter. Modern Shooter is brought to you by Colt. Built one at a time, proven every round. By FN, world's most battle-proven firearms. By Aguila Ammunition, feed your firearm. By H&H Precision Rifles, for shooters who demand performance. By Killer Innovations, redefining the future of precision. And by Mega Arms, taking precision to the next level. Welcome back to Modern Shooter. This is the West Side Shooting Grounds in Houston, Texas. It's the site of the 20th annual Boy Scout Shoot, with almost 400 shooters taking part.
You know, we started this event, this was our 20th anniversary this year. The first one was very small, as you might imagine. It was fresh out of the box, and really when sporting clays are just coming on in the market. We had about 100 shooters out that first year. So now, you know, 20 years later, we're looking at close to 400 shooters. It just keeps getting better and better every year. This is one of 6 special events that we run every year. And it's our largest and probably most popular event as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you how I shoot clay targets with the gun upside down over my head.
In addition to the event, those here get to shoot with one of the best trick shooters in the business.
My name's Dave Miller, Guinness World Record holder.
Dave Miller has been perfecting his game for years. He is now one of the top shooters in the game.
I was hunting in Argentina with Tom Knapp, and we were going back and forth hip shooting doves. We were each about 45 to 50 birds each, without missing, back and forth, stand over a cornfield. And he goes, "All right, Dave, I got to step things up a little bit." Then he flips the gun upside down over his head and starts shooting doves over this cornfield with the gun upside down. And I was out at that point. I couldn't hang. So after that, I kept trying, and I figured out that if I hold this gun here solid, this hand never changes height, and I adjust my muzzle with my right hand. That's how I'm anchored here, and I adjust with my right. And it's just like swinging the gun on anything else. You know, it's your eyes are the most important tool you bring to the field. Focus on the bird. Once you start hitting a few of them, it'll dial in. You could dial in and figure out where it's at. So the tricks I do, I try to think about ways of shooting sporting clay type targets or skeet targets or just targets in the air coming from clay target throwers in different ways. You know, the hip shooting thing, that was pretty easy. I started doing that, and it was a really slow process. It's not like I had some gift to do it. I had to work at it really hard.
That's fun.
I don't care. And I'm still working on it. You know, I always start my shows and say, hey, you know, this is an outlet for me. The guys I compete against in sporting clays, they don't miss many targets. So it's high pressure, high stress. These trick shooting shows allow me that outlet to have fun. All right, this is one of my favorite things to do, the paint can trick. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is the bottom can is full of water, top can's completely empty with the lid sealed on tight. So I'm going to shoot the bottom can. The hydraulic pressure is going to push the top can, the empty can, into the air 5 or 6, 10 feet. Then the remaining 10 rounds in the gun are going to go on that can that's in the air. We'll see how far we can push it out into the sky. We're bucking the wind a little bit, so sometimes that helps hold it up and I get some real solid hits on it. It's really dramatic. Other times, it just leaves. love doing that. That is the best use of a shotgun, short of hunting birds over. My bird dogs are in Argentina. I love doing that. Those Aguila shells push that can way up there. That's great. Love these. It's really cool. It's a little expensive because the paint cans are about $5 or $6 a piece every time you do it, but the crowd loves it. So with all this trick shooting, all this hip shooting, over the head shooting, there's one trick that I haven't spent a whole lot of time on, but I really got to figure it out. I got to figure it out. It is shooting a golf ball. I can bounce one off concrete, shoot it, and drive it. But to bounce one off and or hook it and then bounce one off and then slice it, I've yet to master that. Now, I probably bounced 200 golf balls. I'm still working on that. That is a trick that there's some guys out there that can do it awesome, and I'm impressed. But I have yet to figure that one out. So I'm still working on the golf ball slice and hook. Driving it's one thing, hitting it in the middle and driving it's one thing, but controlling where you hit it, that's some skill. And so that's my holy grail, I suppose. That's the top of the mountain. When I figure out the golf ball trick, I'll be happy.
Up next, home security and being ready for anything. This is Modern Shooter.